everybody. Looking forward to getting started here. We're going to start right at 11:11. Welcome to our webinar. And we are excited to share how outsourcing marketing activities can have a pro. It can also have a con, but it's all designed to help small businesses succeed. And whether you're using an agency or keeping your marketing in-house or doing a combination of both, you want to make sure that you're set up for success. So our presentation today is going to give you the knowledge, the insight that you need to make a very informed decision about your business future. And we want you to stay up to date with all the latest and tips and trends from our team. So we ask that you be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube or Rumble channel, wherever you feel most comfortable, to get ongoing education. So it is now 11:11. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to tell you a little bit about ourselves. That beautiful gentleman there, his name is Denny. He is my husband. And after a terrible date night, I extended a job offer. Just joking. Took a little bit of time. But we had two companies in growth mode, and I needed someone to manage one of those companies. So convincing Denny to leave retirement was in my wheelhouse, and he gladly accepted. He runs our Kinetic promotional product service agency, and that allows me to focus on We Connect. We relocated our marketing agency to the beautiful and rated #1 in the US, Woodlands, Texas. We have teams in Canada, the Philippines, and in India. And our work has brought us together to also start a new project, which is the 360 Entrepreneur. You can check that out on 360-entrepreneur.com. So while that job offer eventually turned into a marriage proposal, we have really had a joyous time of working together. We've got 7 adult children, 2 grandchildren, 1 on the way. So our life experiences really allow us to understand the importance of running a business, being married and running a business together, and navigating through the life challenges of being an entrepreneur and wearing the hat of mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, community leader, boss, volunteer, and having our own spousal relationship that we have to work on a regular basis. So let's get started here. I want to dive in and tell you a little bit about our agency, and then we're going to move into our presentation. You know, our digital agency is founded on 3 business models. You can use our technology and our tools to manage your marketing yourself. And if you've got a team, we're happy to actually coach your team or monitor their work activity every single month. And then in addition to that, we have what we call Do It With Me services. This is where your team may manage some aspect of your marketing, such as managing your social media. And then we take our skilled expertise and manage like your SEO or your website maintenance. And then we've got another business model where a client will have us just be an extension of their business. We're managing every aspect of their marketing, from social media to website updates, and even helping them with their own marketing campaigns. So our marketing agency was built to really be in service to the small business owner, be an extension of their business, be like their business partner, and help them be successful in whatever their goals are for their business. And with that being said, towards the end of the webinar, if you are interested in knowing how your business is really competing within your own industry and with your competition, I'm happy to make sure that you get access to your own marketing report card that will give you a quick evaluation on the things that you need to start doing, stop doing, keep doing with your marketing efforts. We'll talk more about that at the end. So let's just get started right here. I mean, outsourcing marketing can be a real effective way for businesses to achieve their goals. You don't have to invest in salaries and you don't have to worry about technology or education. So you've got that increased flexibility of, calling them, creating what your expectations are with them. And then obviously, if they're not owning to their job responsibility, that accountability allows you to terminate your contract with them. But outsourcing has its risks, and there's a potential for miscommunication. You're not going to see them necessarily be on demand unless you're working with some sort of solo entrepreneur that's got a small little agency. So there's some downfalls to that. And I think it's really important that you understand that my philosophy, even though that we have a marketing agency, is that sometimes it's not wise for you to outsource all of your marketing. Sometimes it is critical for you to have that in-house team and build up that in-house team to be strong, capable, and reliable in order to initiate the marketing campaigns that you have scheduled for them, and also to monitor your budget and be on demand, and making sure that those customers are getting recognized through reviews and responding to their reviews. All of those kind of tactical details that include managing your marketing might mean that it's important for you to really consider having them in house and not using an agency at all. And so I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons of doing both. So let's dive into it. When to outsource your marketing? Well, obviously, we talked about this a few seconds ago. The benefits of marketing activities being outsourced is that you do have a cost savings with that because it's contracted labor. You do have accessibility to really good talent in every aspect, from graphic design to SEO, from social media to email marketing, digital ads, website maintenance. Um, I would say that, finding the right provider is its own skill set. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Tactics for successfully outsourcing. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but it's really important that you've got a strategy for outsourcing your team and then holding them accountable and knowing what's the gap for ramp up time and how long do I need to give them in order to achieve the success that I'm expecting them to deliver. And when are my expectations unrealistic? And then we're going to talk about whether or not outsourcing is right for your business or not. As I said, sometimes it really is the right move. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it needs to be a combination of both. So let's get started with the obvious. When you are getting ready to delegate marketing activities to an agency, these are some of the key times that I think it's probably really critical to get expertise. If you've got a major product launch that you're doing, or you're an e-commerce business model, so you're exclusively online, or you've got a multi-location business, this is when I think it's really important to look at outsourcing your marketing efforts. Maybe you do have somebody in-house, but for the most part, you've got to drive foot traffic to your brick and mortar store, or you've got to drive online traffic that requires digital ad expertise, that also requires for you to be on multiple platforms. And I would say if you get to a point in your business, if you've been growing your business and you're kind of expanding your team and you're trying to decide, do I need to bring somebody in-house or not? Then you need to look at how do you go about delegating work activities that once you had on your plate out so that you can be more efficient and effective for your team. So it can be really easy to get bogged down in doing tasks that hinder your business growth. And I think keeping up with administrative tasks or mundane tasks such as social media posting, you need to delegate that to the professionals so that you can focus on what you do best, which is creating strategies for your business and also developing new products and services. And delegation always allows you to access experts in the areas that you're not strong in. So you may not be strong in marketing efforts. You may know enough to be dangerous, but enough to get a great return on investment may not be your core competency. And also, you might like big, shiny objects in marketing. And we find that a lot. We have entrepreneurs that sign up for all kinds of marketing technology and opportunities, but it's too much and they need to get focused and get concentrated on kind of the foundational elements of marketing, and they're not even doing that. So they're kind of spinning their wheels and wasting time. So I think better quality work to get faster results so that you can work in your business. I'm sorry, get out of working in your business and work on your business is the key here. So let's talk about who you hire. If you are going to outsource your marketing, or if you're in that stage where you're like, I'm wearing a dozen hats and I really need some assistance, I'm going to beg you, do not hire friends and family to manage your marketing efforts. And don't waste the time and the energy. Time is money. Hiring family, hiring friends to manage your marketing has potential issues. First, there's a risk that the person's commitment to the project, it's not going to be as strong or as professional in representing your brand. They may not have great levels of expertise. Additionally, having that personal relationship with someone on your team, if there's a conflict of interest, if the budget's not being managed properly, if they don't understand your goals and your objectives, there can be conflict. And finally, they're not experienced marketers. Even after being in this business for 10 years, I still go to conferences, I still listen to webinars. I, the owner, am always trying to stay ahead of what the future trends are. So, unless you're willing to really keep them educated and well fed on what's next and how to run Google Ads or how to run SEO or how to manage your online business listings, then you're really wasting your time and your money and your efforts. And again, it's so key that if you want a thriving business that's got longevity, that you're working on your business and not in it. You're a startup, obviously you're in it, you're wearing many, many hats, but that evolution starts happening when you hit about 500,000 to $1 million in revenue. It's really time to start the delegation process. So let's talk about, while we built our platform on these three business models of do it yourself, do it with me, or do it for me, it's still the same decision that you need to make as business owners. So small business, I mean, if you're going to do it yourself and you've got an in-house team or an in-house person, right? You need to give them the resources to succeed. And that means you've got to give them a defined budget. You have to tell them what the ROI needs to be on that budget. What part of that budget is kind of throwaway money, meaning if they spent the money and didn't get an ROI, it's okay. Or where do you want them to allocate those dollars? And then how are they going to show you that, one, they're doing their job and they're executing it well? What is their proof of performance as well? And then also, are you going to give them access? Like if they're not a graphic designer, where can they go to get the resources and they help for graphic design work? And what are you willing to spend and what are you not willing to spend? The other part of this is that you need to give them the technology that they need to survive, meaning either constant contact for email marketing, or you need to give them, a social media posting platform so they can automate their social media. And last but not least, probably the most important part are what are the goals for the business and what are you focused on to drive revenue? And remember, there is a balance between external marketing and internal marketing. And internal marketing is what are you doing to build the culture and keep talent acquisition filled with a pipeline of candidates? So, how are you promoting your business? within the team to help them feel that they're a part of your business. And then your external marketing is how are you presenting yourself to potential talent and potential customers. And so you got to make sure they know how to manage both for you. Now, one of my favorite categories is do it with me. And the reason why I like do it with me is because the person in-house can manage those kind of on-demand needs, like going to a trade show and making sure they've got the marketing materials put together or the giveaways put together for a trade show. They can also do on-demand posting for social media. And then you take the routine projects and campaigns for marketing efforts, and you turn that over to an agency. And then together they collaborate on the marketing calendar for social media posting or promoting events that you guys might be hosting or product launches or service launches. And they collaborate on what's the focus going to be for that month. And the agency goes and does their part, and they might write blogs, they might drive SEO, they might run digital ads around that focus for that month. And then the in-house person is using their on-demand pictures, videos, things of that nature to support what the marketing agency is doing. So hopefully that makes sense. But do it with me is probably one of my favorites. And then I would say second is do it for me. And that's where a business turns over all of its marketing to someone that's outsourced. So there are some best practices around that. Obviously, if you work with a marketing agency, you're getting their expertise, you're getting their resources. They're able to turn projects around fairly quickly, right? There might be some bottlenecks with production, and once you submit a request, what's the time frame for them to fulfill it? But hopefully they're acting as an extension of your business. They're acting as if they work within your business, and they are really there to be a partner, a business partner with you. And that business partner might even tell you no at times. Maybe you want to invest in a lot of Facebook advertising, but they might tell you, hey, we think it's better if you turn around and invest that in trade show marketing. So they really hold you accountable as the business owner to push back on you when it makes sense. They're just not order takers, and they're really looking at your business from a strategic standpoint. The best scenarios that I have found with clients that have us manage everything is that they don't spend a lot of time questioning our work. We've earned their trust. And so we just move forward. We're not slowed down by their indecisiveness. They trust us. We have an allocated budget that we use. We have reports that we give them every single month. We go over those reports to show our level of accountability. For us personally, we've got technology so they can see where our tasks are and where we're at on each of those tasks. So it's really powerful in that sense that we are a full-blown extension, and we just keep moving. We write the blogs, we post them on the website, we get them on the email marketing, we send them out, we post them through their social media. We take care of that, or we do their automated LinkedIn connections and messaging and posting so that we're building up their LinkedIn profiles and their LinkedIn pages. So we're just managing all of that, and they're focused on their business, and rarely are they checking up on us. And that relationship takes time to be earned, but that is the most effective way to get the highest ROI on a do it for me. Now, the danger is if you trust an agency or a solo marketer and you're outsourcing and you just turn everything over and you're blind to what they're doing, that is not wise as a business owner. You need to be on your monthly meetings with them. You need to make sure that those monthly meetings are communicating clearly to you that they're doing their job, they're getting a return on investment. And if they're not getting an ROI, why is that? Is there a ramp up time? Was there a campaign that you really believed in and y'all both agreed and you thought it would work and then it didn't? So there's just lessons that need to be learned from that. So I think it's really important that you can't outsource your marketing and expect miracles. And most importantly, it's very important for small business owners to understand that marketing is not your sales problem's answer. If you've got a sales issue, marketing will help you with sales to a certain extent, but it is not your ultimate solution to your sales problem. Your sales and your marketing are two separate entities and should be treated as such. However, they do work hand in hand. So if you've got a sales problem, it's not necessarily a marketing problem. And that's really important. And I think too many times, small business owners think if I just spend money on marketing, my sales will grow. And that might be a yes, that might be a no, it may be somewhere in between, but it's a strategic conversation you need to have with a qualified individual that knows the differences between, hey, yes, that is a marketing problem. Let's help you drive some revenue with some of these strategic marketing activities, or no, that's a sales team, sales strategy issue, and no amount of marketing is going to fix that. You got to fix that first. Okay. So, really, really important. All right. So, I think we talked about analyzing your marketing activities. And, when you're looking at do it with me or do it for us, which are, again, two of my favorite types of strategies when working with a client. And I think also for small business owners, it's in their best interest if they're in that over, I would say over 500,000, over a million for sure in revenue. They need to do it with me or do it for us strategy in outsourcing their marketing. And I want to talk about the do it with me. The do it with me, it's really important that you're defining what channels of marketing that you want to utilize. And there's multiple channels, right? There's always the traditional TV. There is now 3D tours that you could be doing. There's email marketing, there's mobile apps, there's influencer collaborations, there's just general social media that needs to be managed, and defining those channels. And I would say starting small instead of starting big, getting effective with small marketing activities is critical. Don't think that because you have a partnered agency with your in-house person that you should be dumping on to both of those teams a multitude of channels. Get down to one channel and do it effectively. If you're not posting and engaging on Twitter on a regular basis, get off Twitter, right? If you do a lot of video and you're not on YouTube, you need to upload video to YouTube. It will help with your SEO, right? So I think it's really important to narrow down your channels, get focused on your marketing efforts, and then just define the swim lanes. What is your in-house team responsible for? And what is your agency responsible for? And the reason why you need to do that as a business owner, even if they come to you with the proposal of who's going to do what, it's really important that you know who's responsible for what from an accountability standpoint. So if there's failure in the marketing planning and execution, you know who to hold accountable. Okay. So now when we look at kind of that do it for us side of it, that goal setting and where are your short-term goals for the business, where are your long-term goals, helps give the agency the roadmap on where to take your business. And again, if they are promising you leads, if they are telling you we're going to get you X number of leads, I would make sure that contractually that you're able to exit out of that contract if they don't deliver what they promise, right? And also, you need to give them ramp up time. Usually, campaigns like SEO, ads, you need about a 6-month window before you can expect a lot of return on investment or a lot of movement in your marketing efforts. And the reason why I say a 6-month window is as they're running ads or as they're working with your keywords on SEO, or if they begin email marketing and they don't see that people are really clicking through your email and opening your email, they've got to change the strategy. And while you and that agency might agree on an initial strategy, and you might both think this is the right strategy for my business, I'm happy with it, really the outcome is in the data, right? How are people responding? What kind of views are you getting? And what's important to you? Is vanity metrics important to you? Meaning, is it great that you get a lot of likes on Facebook, but maybe low views? People aren't watching your videos from start to finish, right? Is that really what you want? You want a lot of likes, but people aren't really watching the content. So I think it's really important to slow it down a little bit, get focused on a couple of marketing channels, decide on a plan in collaboration with your outsourced marketing agency on what your expectations are from them. Make sure that you can exit out of those contracts if they don't meet those expectations. And then also, if it's a team effort, make sure you've got those swim lanes clearly defined. So let's talk a little bit about what to do when you're going to hire and when you're going to outsource marketing. So whether you're bringing someone in-house or you're going to outsource, remember what I said, no quick hires, no hiring the niece or your child's best friend, no getting a marketing intern, no messing around. This is your sweat, blood, and tears that you've put into your business. And we are not going to waste time and money on marketing that does not work. And that means we're not going to hire people that do not have the level of expertise that you deserve for your business. So it's really important that you're defining your goals. How many new clients do you need to have? Or how many phone calls do you need to have? Or what's the increase in foot traffic need to be for your brick and mortar location, right? So define those goals and by when do you need them? And remember, if you're in crisis mode, it is not on their head. It's not their level of responsibility to manage the crisis of your business from a sales standpoint. Quick marketing is not going to drive revenue. It's a long term game, and you've got to be willing to put in the time and the effort to build your online presence so that it's robust and strong. You're building a brand. So if you're in crisis mode with sales, you've got to think of some other strategies as opposed to hiring an agency and thinking you're going to throw a bunch of money at them and they're going to fix your sales problem, or hiring somebody in-house to do your marketing is going to fix your sales problem. They go hand in hand, but they are not your savior. So you got to define your short-term goals and your long-term goals. Okay. And then the best thing in terms of getting an agency or even hiring somebody in-house for me has always been referrals, hands down. However, if you are going to use a process of hiring someone and bringing them in, there are a few tools that I would recommend for hiring. One is look at Culture Index. Culture Index is a great tool to help you really make sure that the personality profile matches what your business needs. And I only recommend Culture Index if you've got about 20 or more employees. It's a costly investment, but it's the wisest investment. That Culture Index changed my business hands down. If not, there's other tools like Disc Profile, et cetera. Make sure you've got a thorough interview process. And usually that interview process for us starts with one phone call. And then we kind of clear and sift through those that do not represent themselves well. And we bring out the folks through those phone calls that we felt like, okay, these are great for the next step. Then we get a short-term interview. So we kind of meet with them in person, understand what their personal brand is like a little bit, their credentials, their expertise. And then from there, we'll do a team interview. After that team interview, from there, we start making some hiring decisions. So we've got a little bit of a longer process that we try to squeeze through over a week to a week and a half, and we let people know about that upfront. Also, you can, if they're blog writing, you've got AI now, so you can't really give them a test on blog writing. But if you're going to hire in-house and if you know of someone that can help you, that has an agency that can help you in interviewing, consider, retaining their services to help. And that's something that we can actually do for you as well. If you want us to interview any of your candidates after you've gone through the filtering process, we're happy to do that. Reach out to us and we can consult with you on that. So next is when we talk about the interview process, if they're an agency, you need to understand what are the technology elements that they're using to manage your marketing, and how are you going to get reporting? How are you going to communicate with them? What are their expectations from you? And what are your expectations from them? How many team members do they have? And what do their team members do? So if you've got a person that you're trying to hire that says, I can do SEO, I can do blog writing, I can do social media posting, I'm one person that can manage all your marketing efforts, that that to me I would be a little leery of. Coding on the back of the website, maintenance, fixing plugins, and writing blogs and doing graphic design, those are all different skill sets. So you want to be very careful about hiring kind of that one person for all marketing activities. It's just, to me, not very realistic. Okay. So with that being said, I think slowing it down, being focused, making sure it's not a quick hire is the biggest mistake that I see with our clients. And the number one way that we obtain our clients is the fact that they were either burned by somebody in-house or burned by another agency. And most of the time when we hear their story, we hear that they hired too quickly. And they hired too quickly and they didn't manage the process. And if you're going to bring someone in-house, they need management. You can't just trust that they are going to manage your online brand reputation. You have a negative review and they don't respond to it properly, that's damaging to your business. That's why you need experts that know how to manage online reviews from a negative standpoint, a positive standpoint. That's why you need an expert that knows great blog writing and doesn't use AI for all of your blog writing, because that will get penalized. Your website will get penalized by Google, right? And they need to know that. So there's a level of expertise these folks need to have, whether you're doing it in-house, partnering, or doing a combination of both. And you got to slow it down. Slow it down as an entrepreneur. And we're doers. We want to move fast, but you can't. And I would say, most importantly, is that not only slowing it down, but you need to make sure that you're working on your business, not in your business. And you've got to get to a point where you're delegating this type of work out, whether it's in-house, a combination of both, or to an agency. Delegation is the key to entrepreneurial success. And I can remember when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I hired a COO and I did not have an executive assistant. And I'll never forget her really harassing me about it. She's like, Darlene, you just cannot do all of these things. And I said to her, we can't afford it. We just cannot afford for me to have an assistant. And as a result, I was always swamped. I was always working a lot of hours trying to keep up with the minutia of booking flights and the minutia of running an office and a team. And finally, we went about the course of doing it. And now I will never, ever not have an administrative assistant in my business until I retire, because I know the importance of delegating the work so I can focus on the most important aspects of my business. Okay. So don't get bogged down in the day-to-day task. It leaves you no room to focus on what's more important than, business development and strategic planning. And also your team will suffer as well because they need you in terms of leadership. Okay. So when we're talking about this marketing delegation and the pros and the cons of marketing delegation, my recommendation to you is that if you're under 500,000, you're probably going to be wearing a lot of hats, and that's just life. You're just going to have to do that until you have the resources to make the investment. Once you get over that 500,000, maybe get somebody that's part-time that can assist you, that's an expert, and start with your baseline work activity. And then as you grow, you can build upon those 6 pillars of marketing that you must have. And if you don't know what those 6 pillars are, please go to our YouTube channel. We've got a great rundown of it's probably take you about 10 minutes to watch the shorts that we have on what the 6 pillars of marketing are. And then you can decide who's going to manage that for you. Okay. All right. Well, I hope this has been beneficial. If you are still utterly confused on what to do, should I hire somebody in-house, or I don't even know if my current team is working. I don't even know if they're spending my money wisely, or I've got an agency and they're really frustrating me. Reach out and contact us, and we'll be happy to consult with you. And also, I just want to remind you, if you want to know how you're performing, if you want to know if your team or your agency is doing their job, then go online to our website, go to our contact us. There's a drop down on contact us that says get your online business report, and we'll give you a marketing report, and it will show you how you are competing within your own industry and with your competition. And you can also log in, and we give you a great toolkit. You can manage your social media through our platform. You can manage your business listings, your reviews. And also, we've got great educational resources on how you can be a better entrepreneur at running your business, and specifically also running your marketing as well. And so you can get your team in, they can run their social media through our business app. We'll give you access to that. And then you can also monitor your website activities, your ad activities, and then you could see what they're doing. So even if you're using an outside agency, you can tie your accounts to our platform and then monitor their work activities to see proof of performance. And if you're a small entrepreneur and you're just getting started on marketing, just know that we offer the opportunity for you to build your own complimentary website through our platform as well. So you can also manage your own social media, build your own e-commerce site if you want. Make sure that you are there for your clients wherever they search online. We're giving you those tools. So we're going to wrap up now, and I just wanted to encourage you to register for our next upcoming webinar. We are doing some great trends that are happening right now in the consumer world. So our last one was technology. It was really powerful. If you haven't seen it, go to YouTube and catch that webinar. Next one will be what is happening in consumer trends, where it evolves around business ventures. And then our next Marketing Thursday Teach webinar will be an educational piece on our new Google ad bot. If you've got minimal marketing dollars, but you want to run Google ads, we'll show you a little bit about those technology pieces. So we appreciate very much you joining us today. We look forward to our next month with you, and just know that we're here for you. Whether you're doing business with us or not, it does not matter. We are here to make sure that we are supporting local business owners, because we know if we support local, it protects our local economies. And you guys are the backbone of our country. You guys are the ones that make sure that our GDPs are strong. Small business is everything to our economies, both in the US and Canada. Reach out at any time. Thank you so much. And if this webinar was helpful, I hope that you will leave us a Google review. That link will be in the description below.